Good evening and welcome to Idaho News 6. I'm Isaiah Sharp. Tonight we begin with breaking news. As we speak, protesters in Pocatello are demonstrating after police officers shot a 17-year-old autistic male on Saturday evening.
This is the story of 17-year-old Victor Perez from Pocatello, Idaho. He is described by his family as having autism and a physical handicap, making it difficult for him to walk. In addition to that, Victor also has behavioral and mental challenges that he struggled with. Oftentimes, Victor's behavioral challenges would flare up, but even though that would happen, his family states that he would always calm down and they would help calm him down as well. But sadly, on April 7th, 2025, the turn of events that happened in the home would be unimaginable. Now, although Victor is 17, his family states that he does have the mental capacity of a 5-year-old. Police officers responded to a reported physical disturbance at a property in Pocatello at 5:25 p.m. on Saturday. The release said it was reported that one of the male subjects was intoxicated and in possession of a knife. The police had no idea of Victor's challenges. His aunt is very upset by what has happened to her nephew. She states that the police used excessive force and there was no need for them to shoot Victor 9 times. She stated that she would often go visit the family every weekend, but on this particular day, she went to the Walmart first and then wanted to go see him. The neighbor said that he was having a really bad day with mental issues, but he wasn't chasing anybody, and everybody could easily get out of the reach of the knife. So he confirms that the police did use excessive force. At the time, the police states that they used what they felt needed to be done in order to de-escalate the situation. At this point in the investigation, Victor is currently at the hospital at the Port Neff Medical Center, and they said that the medical staff had to cut off his leg and he remains in critical condition. He can barely walk right now and is fighting for his life. There are also reports that Victor has or will have permanent brain damage.
The police action came in response to a domestic disturbance between 2 males and a female that was reported near the 700 block of North Harrison Street. An investigation into the incident is ongoing, but residents in the area have taken to the streets to protest what they consider to be excessive lethal force by the officer on the scene. According to the family, the male victim that was shot several times is currently at Port Neff Medical Center, where he remains in critical condition. Our sister station, Local News 8, has the story. I'd like to warn you, the following footage is highly graphic and viewer discretion is advised.
You can see in the video autistic teenager Victor Perez holding a knife and threatening his mother. His family says he did have behavioral incidents because of his autism and mental and physical handicaps. Neighbors who shot the video said they called police hoping to help the family de-escalate the situation. However, when police arrive, that is not what happened.
I just want to make sure that you look like you're fighting your right.
Oh, yeah, they're here.
Just stay in there at the business, all right?
Yep, I'm watching from out there.
Thank you.
Yep, they're all there. Okay, bye.
He was having a really bad day with mental issues, but he wasn't chasing anybody, and everybody could easily get out of the reach of his knife. So this wasn't a really dangerous situation. And the police were more called to come in and help the family de-escalate and get it under control. and this is the biggest tragedy. I witnessed it, and it was really tough on me and my son to watch that. And I just want to send out my deepest sympathies to the family. And we were trying to help you. We weren't trying to bring a firing squad down to Harrison Street.
He tried to stop him. He was here. He tried to stop the officers. The officers just came. They didn't even say what's going on. The kid was there. He was already on the floor. He was standing. He was not going after police. He have impairment. He can barely walk. He can barely walk. And people who is around here, they can tell that.
Victor's aunt tells us that he is fighting for his life in the hospital.
Now today they told me they have to cut his leg, but he's so weak that he might not survive. So we're still here waiting for the doctor to tell us.
So he made this 911 call, and I'm proud of him. He did the right thing. I think 99 out of 100 people, if they saw somebody with a knife trying to cut somebody, they would call 911. Unfortunately, my son is devastated. You know, he played a role in what happened. And there's all this great information that comes in later that it was a family, that it was an autistic kid. He didn't know any of that. And I was just, I was so unbelievably dumbfounded. I've never been so shocked about expecting one thing and seeing another in my life.
Yep, I'm watching from out there. Yep, they're all there. Okay, bye.
They heard the mother. They saw the mother. They couldn't have. They could not have not seen her. She was right there in the line of fire. And so they saw her. They heard her. They had a man next to him with all the information. And this is why this is news, in my opinion. They ignored it all. And yes, to give them credit, they didn't know this was an autistic, violent person. Actually, but they did if they listened to the mother. Someone said they didn't have to ask. Well, they weren't being asked. They were told loudly and clearly through body language, through yelling, that this is a special circumstance. Stop what you're doing.
In situations like this, officers must make decisions in seconds. They assess threats, not just to themselves, but to those nearby. In this case, two individuals were within a few feet of an armed, non-compliant individual. The risk was immediate and the situation rapidly evolving. We know this incident has deeply affected the community.
Hi everyone. So I normally don't give my opinion on these stories. I just try to stick with the facts. But this makes the second story that I have reported on where a family member have had issues with their loved ones, with their behaviors, and they call the police, and this is the outcome. So I would highly recommend to call 911. And before you let anyone near your loved one that is having a behavioral episode, try to explain it to them first, because the thing about police officers is that they know nothing about people with autism. All they know to do is to use that deadly force because they see a threat and they want to de-escalate it. And I do sympathize with them on that. However, this is not appropriate. This is not the way to handle a situation, because this will always, in some cases, be the outcome. So thank you guys so much for watching this story, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.